welcome to another episode of A Drummer's Guide to. So this week I want to talk about something that is a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird, but it's reality. It is how it is. I don't know why I feel weird about talking about this. It probably says more about me, like in my generation, but it's about thinking of yourself like a brand. I know, it's kind of weird, it's kind of a bit businessy and annoying and whatever. It's actually a really, really useful way of seeing yourself and helping you focus on your career and where you want to be. So I believe that, at this current time with social media and stuff, it's an incredibly empowering tool and time for freelance musicians who want to create a career for themselves. I believe that wholeheartedly, because back in the day when I was growing up, when I was first starting out doing gigs, wanting to do professional gigs, all that sort of stuff, things worked in a certain way. So you would have like a press pack, I suppose, where you would have like a physical envelope or envelope, I don't know why, envelope, that you would put in a CV, a headshot or some form of photo, and maybe even a DVD of you playing. I think I may have even sent one with a VHS once, but the point was that was how you would showcase yourself as a musician. And I would send these out as a kid. I say a kid, like late teens. So yeah, okay, I was a kid. To potential agents, who would then call me for potential work that would come up, whether that was TV stuff or whether that was a tour or whatever. But this was the way that you presented yourself. And it meant that everything about it was quite limited. Like, and unless you'd played with some big names, which obviously when you're starting out, you haven't played with anyone, your CV was, it was not the most inspiring thing to read for a potential artist to work with. But these days, you can absolutely take control of who you are as a person, as a brand, and what you want to be, how you want to present yourself, what kind of player you want to be seen as, what you've put your time into. You can then present as the perfect person for whoever the kind of person you want to be working with. It's so much better than just going in cold to a cold audition, say, for a random artist who has 10 other drummers to see, but you're just another picture and CV. And at least this way, if someone, say an artist, goes onto your social media, which I've had many times, they will get a good idea of me as a person. Because at the end of the day, when you get on a gig, the playing is probably about 10% of the job. 90% is personality, getting on with people, like who you are, what you're like, and all of that sort of stuff. And that is a really easy thing to be able to show on social media. It's just like, by the way, be very honest about who you are when you're on your social media, because that is also an absolute epic fail if you present yourself as this one person and then this other personality turns up. Not good. So always be honest about who you are. Look at me. So yeah, I think if you then start thinking about yourself as a brand, it's going to help your career and your journey immensely, because it makes you really focus on, what are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be working with? How do you want to be portraying yourself? Like, say if you were looking at a celebrity or a brand, what kind of things would you want them to be posting that would connect with you and with your beliefs or whatever it is? And then just think about that from an artist's perspective or a musical director's perspective or a label's perspective. You want to think about, right, if they go onto my Instagram or if they go onto my YouTube channel, what is it that I want them to see? So for me, on my Instagram, for instance, when anyone comes onto my Instagram, they will see me playing drums in a song type fashion. I am not a chopsy player, and I swear if you can find any sort of footage of me playing Chopsy, I will do a backflip. No, I won't. I'll probably break my neck. But yes, you're not going to find that. You will find me playing songs. You will also find lots of me speaking, talking like this, these sorts of videos to try and help people, tips, all that sort of stuff, trying to support the drum community, the musician community, the young up and coming people that are trying to make a career doing this, people that are wanting to record songs. You'll see lots of pictures of me in the studio. You'll see lots of video of me in the studio. You will also see lots of pictures and video of me live, because I do a lot of live touring as well. So that is me as a brand, if you like. But what that means is it makes it very easy for me to think about what I'm going to post, because the last thing you want is a potential person to employ you, whether that's for a tour, which obviously right now are not happening, but okay, let's say you want to work with an artist in the studio and they come onto your social media and it's you like drunk with your friends in a club. Not very professional. I'm not saying don't have a personal one if you want to post that sort of stuff, have a separate private account that is not related, but have a dedicated account as a professional person, brand, however you want to see yourself. Equally, if you're doing something like the remote recording thing, I know a lot of people are quite obsessive about the name that they have for their studio or their services. Just choose your name. Like, make it easy for people and be able to say hi really easily, rather than like, I remember there was this, someone had something like, it was like killerbastracks.com, and then they never told you on their Instagram, on their website, nothing, what their actual name was. And I couldn't bring myself to get in touch with them, because I just was like, I cannot address this person as like, hey, Killer Bass Tracks, or hey, dude, or, all of that stuff. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. But that's my personal thing. But consequently, I will always use like my name when it comes to what I'm doing, because I want people to be able to address me, like, just make it really, really easy. But again, you need to sit down, or you don't need to do anything, actually. You don't need to do a thing. What I'm saying is, it might be useful to sit down and have a think about the kind of person that you want to, the kind of brand that you want to be to other people. So for me, it's really, really important, has been since I've been very young, to be a really good role model for young kids growing up. If they want to do this thing, if they want to do music professionally, I want to be one of the people that they are able to look up to. They are able to reach out to. That's why I try to be very conversational. That's why I try to, like I always say at the end of these videos, apart from the last one because the battery was running out, if you have any questions, always put them in the comments. I'll try and do a video on that subject, whatever. I want to be able to be that approachable person. That's why I come across as such an idiot. I want you to think she's just normal, or even better than that, she is really dumb. I want you to think that, because what that means is you're more likely to get in touch, because you can. And you can I just say, anyone, always get in touch. I'm just a person. But I've always been very conscious of that. I've always been very conscious of not being perfect, because I'm not perfect, nobody is, but I certainly would never want to come across like that, like I'm this perfect. I ain't got no time for that anyway. It takes too much effort. But I want to be approachable, and that is part of my conscious decision when I put stuff out. When I do this video, as I'm doing right now, ain't no makeup on this face, none, because why? I don't it's not me. It's not part of who I am, and it's not part of who I want to represent myself as. Equally, if I was putting up drum solo videos every day, that ain't me. Like, that's just, why would I do that? It's just, it doesn't make sense to who I am as a person. So what I'm trying to say is, try and be purposeful. We're in a situation where you have the ability to carve out quite a specific career path for yourself. Take advantage of it. I didn't have that as when I was younger. I didn't. and things I'm sure would be different, and I wouldn't change a day. The way that I've done stuff, I wouldn't change a thing, because I love where I am right now. I love it so much. The fact I get to help people and do what I do. Anyway, I'll stop going on about that. But if you can use things to your advantage, like social media, like having a website, like having a YouTube channel or a Twitter or even a LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn, but maybe that would work for you for some reason. Just embrace it, make a plan, have goals, like have goals with every post that you put out. Like, who is this for? Who is this helping? Who is this aimed at? Ask yourself these questions, and it should make it easier as well to actually post stuff. Can I just say, side note? But I think thinking of yourself like a brand and working out what you want to stand for long term, what you want to be within your community, whether that's the drum community or larger than that or smaller than that or whatever it is, just be purposeful, because you can, and it's such a great thing to be able to do that and really take advantage of it. I'm not sure that this video has made much sense, but I'm still going to put it out there because I think it's a very good illustration of exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not here being all perfect and things all scripted and, concise. I try to be concise. It doesn't work sometimes. But the point is just have a think about ideal scenario. Ideal case. Who would be, like, what's the artist that you love to work with? Okay, for me, who would I love to work with? John Paul White. Bit left field, it's fine. Amazing songwriter. So, with that in mind, let's say that John Paul White saw my Instagram. What do I want him to see? I want him to see me playing songs. I want him to see me playing lovely grooves with gorgeous drum sounds. Cool. All right. Well, that's the vein in which I'll be doing that then. If I have a 12-year-old kid that wants to do this for a living, what do I want them to see? I want them to see me being positive. I want them to see me being encouraging, and to offer really useful advice with steps that they can follow, which I haven't done in this video at all. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. I want them to be inspired. Okay, so everything I put out, I want it to be useful, good information, inspirational, positive, all that stuff. It just makes it really, it just simplifies things. And I'm all about simplifying life. Life is complicated. It really is, especially at the moment with everything going on. So if you can take control and simplify certain elements of your life, what you're putting out there, that's a win in my book. But again, that's probably just part of me and the things that I hold important. So just work it out, try some stuff, see what happens. Worst case scenario, try something else. Anyway, right, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you. Hope you well. Hope you're keeping healthy and safe and all that good stuff. Lots and lots of love. I will be back next week with another subject. If you have any suggestions, as I always say, leave them in the comments. Any questions that you have or suggestions of subjects you'd like me to tackle, I will ramble on them for at least 14 minutes is what we're at here. So 14 minutes I will ramble on at them. I will try. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you next week for another subject. All right, lots of love. See you later.